everyone. I'm Rakhi Rupani, Communications Coordinator for BNI here in the UAE. And today the member whom I have on our DNA Spotlight is Mihir. Now, Mihir is a member of the Champions chapter for close to 4 years now. And he's also the ambassador for the Warriors chapter. So let's get talking to him and hear more about his journey here in BNI. Hi, Mihir. How are you doing today?
Hi, Rakhi. How are you? Wonderful.
Good. Thank you for being here with us for your interview. And let's get started. But before we get started with all our questions, let's get to know you better. So why don't you tell us about yourself and your business?
So my name is Mihir Sanganee, and I represent the category of residential interior design and furniture at the BNI Champions. My company name is Designsmith Interiors, and we've been in the UAE market for the last 34 years almost. It's a family-owned business. It was started by my dad, but currently operated by my brother and myself completely. So that's the beginning of our business. We specialize in luxury residential projects primarily in the UAE region.
So you have been in the Champions chapter for close to 4 years, and
Yes.
You got your brother in also to BNI.
Yes, so it is a little funny story. So I've been in the Champions for 4 years, but after my first year, I realized the absolute potential in terms of learning. And if I wanted to bounce ideas off someone at the same wavelength, at the same speed that I was getting them, then it just made sense to have him have the same learnings somewhere else so that it became a proper conversation in terms of what we wanted to achieve. So yeah, amongst a few members I've nominated or gotten inducted in BNI. My brother is one of them, and he is a member of the BNI Insomniacs chapter.
Excellent. And what got you into BNI to begin with?
So that in itself is a funny story. So we used to operate from a much smaller office back in the day. This is literally about almost 4 years ago, right at the beginning of BNI. And I had a client walk in, and in the first 15 minutes of our conversation, he said, I am going to take you to the 6 o'clock meeting in the morning and you have to come. And nobody's ever mentioned this to me before. I hadn't heard of BNI before. So I'm not one of those people who knew BNI existed. In my own little bubble, we were very happily doing what we were doing. So this gentleman's name is Amit Dinanath, and he literally he didn't even ask. I think he said you are attending, and that's it. There was no asking, and me being my excited self, I said, "Whoa, there's something happening at 6 in the morning. Let's do this," and and there was, yeah, and that's how I attended the first meeting.
Excellent. So tell us also about your journey now. You're an ambassador for the Warriors chapter. What inspired you to take the role to begin with?
So basically, if I look back at my journey, right, it's just been so much learning and growth continuously from members in the Champions chapter. So when I started doing that, and I started realizing the true potential of it, I realized that whatever I was receiving also had to be given out in a certain way. And I realized that amongst the few journeys that I could pick and say that have been great, happy journeys, I thought mine was one of them. So when I became the chapter president, uh, I think it was about 3 years into the Champions, me being a Champions member, I realized that you could see a meeting from a completely different perspective. Uh, that allowed me to actually say what next. And I mean, what next was either becoming another member, another position holder in the chapter, or trying to actually give back the manifold that I've received from and through BNI. So that's basically what pushed me towards asking Bijay the question, Bijay, what's next? I mean, and also if I can be absolutely honest, the first LT training meeting that I had, uh, this was somewhere in, I think the Motor City, the hotels over there, and I saw all these guys wearing these different badges, and I was wondering, like, how do you get one of these? So because I wasn't very happy with my badge. So I said,
It's
and
like a
I
school
think that,
kid.
yeah, so that was like a little seed in my head, wondering where do I get this badge that Kunal is wearing, So And then yeah, now I have a cool little badge which is slightly different. So I like it.
With the new brand, of course.
The new brand, yes.
That's amazing. It just reminds me of a little kid being excited about something, and now you're following your passion, which is amazing. So, literally almost a year now as an ambassador, I remember you saying.
Yes, it's been so. This is my second term for the Warriors right now, and I should be completing a year soon with them. It's been a very happy journey.
That's great. It's a fairly new chapter, and it's great to be an ambassador to such an vibrant and I mean, it's a very exciting and vibrant chapter. I would call it the Warriors. Tell me, what have been your key learnings from your experience as an ambassador with them?
So what I realized was that like my own journey in BNI, which uh, I came in with the mindset of numbers. I came in with the mindset of thinking, what business is there to make. I came in with a slight ego, if I have to be honest. So that, oh, I am a business of a certain size, and I deserve rightfully this business. So when I actually look back at it, if I didn't have the right mentors, if I didn't have Philip Mazlumian telling me what works and doesn't work as my mentor coordinator, if I didn't have Ramesh putting me back in my place and telling me that there is an opportunity out there for everybody, and all of those learnings that I picked up along the way from these fine gentlemen, it came back to the fact that as a new member, if your expectations are not set right, or if you're not actually following the true principles, you're not going to have a very successful journey. So you're always going to be hunting, looking out for only yourself while not actually lifting people around you. So
Mhm.
when I, with what I try and do with my mentoring, especially is uh, with the Warriors, because they're an incredibly dynamic bunch, and they're so excited about everything.
Yeah.
I think I just want to add a little value wherever I can by by just sharing what I know. It's through my own stories that I've learned along the way, the right true moments of education that I received. I just want to share that with them so that when they start embarking on this, they're just not running behind numbers. They're not running behind, oh, what did I get out of this? And they're actually building a relationship which will last much longer than that one referral which will close for business for them. So by that, I'm just trying to share a little story with them every now and then about myself, and hopefully that empowers them in a different way.
That's amazing, Mir. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Speaking of goals and speaking of the numbers that you like, what is your vision for the Warriors chapter? I mean, where do you see it in the next 12 months?
uh, I mean the Warriors already, before I even came in, was an absolutely stunning chapter in terms of performance. Okay, so these guys are driven, these guys are very goal oriented, but while they enjoy and have a lot of fun on the outside, they're also very seriously driven in terms of business. So my goal with the chapter is only that if I can help change the journey of all the new members coming in, what happens is that the chapter culture will strengthen a lot more. And if that happens, you will realize that the number of people ever even considering not being a part of the Warriors will be way fewer than anything possible. So I think that within the next couple of years, they're going to be an absolutely fantastic chapter. They're going to be on the top somewhere, uh, obviously competing with the champions and the others, whoever. But I think they'll have a very strong culture set in the coming few months, years.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for that answer. Before we end our interview, just we know that our new term is going to be coming up very soon. And what tips do you have in mind for any member who's aspiring to take up any roles, be it even as a ambassador or anybody who wants to take up any roles as membership coordinator, leadership team roles? What tips or advice would you like to share with them?
I think just take a role. Like there's no two ways about it. Don't question, am I good enough for this? Am I not? Uh, will I be able to pull this off? Is the responsibility too much? All you have to do is basically just commit. 90% of the roles in the chapter don't require more than, they don't require a lot of time for you to actually do a lot of things. So if you think that you want to increase your visibility, which is the starting of the VCP, this is the simplest way you can do it, apart from obviously giving referrals and announcing thank you for closed business. But taking part will help you build a lot more relationships. You will build a team around you. You will have few people you will connect with on a more personal level. You're not just sitting and talking shop all the time. You're going to talk about how you can help the chapter in different ways. Few of these learnings, if I can be honest, you can just take them back to your own business. For example, if you're an events coordinator, it is a tough role where you got to keep people engaged. But while you're doing events for your chapter, you'll realize that you can also do them for your organization.
Yeah.
And why not, right? You're already doing this. So what through my journey, I think every term I've been a role holder of some sorts, from education coordinator, events coordinator. I'm currently the mentor coordinator because I actually want to realize what a mentor goes through in terms of mentoring when they're reporting to an ambassador. So if you're just going to keep learning and accepting all the things that you come your way, then you will increase your visibility. You will increase your relationships many, many, many fold. So I would say don't think twice. Take up any role. It doesn't matter. Just take up a role.
All right, I have another question for you here. Any suggestions for members who are already a part of BNI? How do they network in a better way or build relationships? Any special memories or any stories you would like to share with us?
So one of the best ways I've realized when we were networking in person was by just attending another chapter's meeting. You might not know all the people over there, but the nice part is that since you're another member of BNI, they give you like a very warm welcome every time you come in. Plus the breakfast is really nice. So you get to explore different breakfasts. But that being said, I think some of the strongest relationships that I've built with, and the fastest that happened, was basically by playing cricket and other sports with other chapter members. We now, in fact, even have like a Friday group where you would find literally almost about 90% of the people are BNI members. In fact, I think even the guys who used to come and play with, or friends and friends who would come out along with other people, have now become members of other chapters only because they realized that the bonding was so strong. Uh, and this allowed me to network better with, I think, members in the Insomniacs, in the Warriors, in literally every other chapter, because you all connect over a different game, which is cricket. That being said, there's also a badminton league happening right now. I know people have connected over golf independently. This is just sports, right? But then the nice part is that if you connect over a hobby, you're breaking the ice instantly. You're reaching out to other people faster, and then you're on the same platform. So that being said, I think, yeah, like don't look at just the weekly meetings as your opportunity to network. Step out. Get involved in other ways, and yeah, you can build much nicer relationships.
That's a great way to connect. Thank you for sharing with us that tip.
Absolutely. If you do want to reach out and get cricket or any of the other sports going with us, there's football as well. Please feel free to get in touch, and I will put you in touch with the right person. Thank you.
That's amazing, Mihir. Thank you so much for sharing that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, Mihir, for being here with us. The most dynamic, dashing, helpful. I would say thank you so much for being here with us. And we wish you a very pleasant and successful journey with you as an ambassador and as a member here with BNI.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Raki. If I was there with you in person, I'd probably be giving you a big squishy hug right now. So with that, thank you so much for asking about these questions. It's not often that you reflect upon your journey. So it was actually quite nice.
It's good to give you that visibility, and as well as sometimes you don't actually answer those questions otherwise. So this will be a great way to showcase that with everybody else, and also to the members, and also to the other new people who are aspiring to actually become BNI members. So why not?
I hope so. If you can change one person's life, then that in itself is successful.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being here with us, Mihir.
Thank you, Raki. Have a fantastic day.